20秒で1000人の人々が同時に横断歩道を渡る日本。トイレの椅子がその椅子に座る人より頭の回転が良い。4人の旅行者到着。彼らは日本で何かを期待していることを知っていた。人生経験、その準備は
For relaxing times, make it a Suntory time.
Oj, du blir... Okej. Ja, hej då då.
Okay, can you hold it? Because yeah, he always touch your dick. Yeah.
スウェーデンの神風。あなたのそばの映画館にいるけれど、どうしてもそこに行けない。
I don't think we're gonna survive this.
Tokyo is where almost every first-timer's trip to Japan begins and ends. And that's for a good reason. If you haven't seen Tokyo, you haven't seen the world. The insane experiment of squeezing up 10 million people in one city. We're talking the whole of Sweden's population in an area that's more than 700 times smaller. And most insane of all, it seems to work. If you're staying anywhere around 2 weeks in Japan, you absolutely must invest some of those days in Tokyo. And if you're planning to use the bullet train, Shinkansen, to travel around, you should know that although mighty practical, it's also quite expensive. After a lot of research, we decided to buy a week pass, activated on our 4th day. By doing so, we could enjoy Tokyo for our first portion of the trip, spend a week visiting other cool places, and then come back and pick the raisins. If you're also a sucker for mega cities and Japanese popular culture, you should probably follow the same example.
Sweden wins.
Anyway, here's what we did.
Delicious.
Ja, smakar den.
If you can't have fun in Tokyo, you're simply just a sad, boring person. And what better way to follow up like 12 hours of sightseeing than eating some Japanese fusion food, getting drunk on sake, and hitting the karaoke scene? It might not come as a surprise, but Tokyo's nightlife is a bit crazy and social interaction might not happen the same way as back home. Don't worry about it. Just drink up, be nice and have fun. These guys are awesome. Shibuya is not really the kind of place you need to plan into your itinerary, cause you're gonna end up here anyways. But why not start here, since it's within walking distance to one of Tokyo's craziest neighborhoods.
Vad händer idag då?
Vi ska till Harajuku.
Harajuku is Tokyo as you dreamed it should be. A real-life, colorful anime, stuffed with weird stuff, interesting characters, animal-themed cafes, and young people dressed up as your favorite manga and video game heroes. And with all those costumes and fantastic wigs just hanging around, it only makes sense to buy a little something for yourself. Even if it might raise an eyebrow or two on the streets. Yeah, and this is Japan's biggest gaming obsession. It's called pachinko. It's insanely popular. But let's forget about that and round off the day with another esteemed Japanese tradition. Spending the night in a claustrophobic, confined space, also known as a sleeping pod, which turned out to be surprisingly cozy and comfortable. By now, you ought to be kind of tired. Let's make this a relaxed, breezy day. And what better way to relax than floating around in a crowded market? Nakamise Shopping Street hosts one of Tokyo's best markets, with all those kind of souvenirs that people at home expect to get. And it just kind of happens to be right next to Tokyo's oldest temple, the beautiful Sensoji temple. Not only does the Sensoji temple offer a real treat for culturally interested tourists, it's also just roughly a kilometer away from the world's second tallest tower, Tokyo's Skytree. Uenyo, a short walk away, is your next stop. And guess what? You got some more shopping waiting for you. Just make sure to stay hydrated. And yeah, there's also some really cool street food and a laid-back, turtle-infested park at the edge of the streets. I hope you feel revitalized, cause this is where the insanity begins for real. Akihabara is the wet dream for anyone devoted to video games, manga, and handmaids in short skirts.
Vad är det ni vill ha? Oj.
One warning though, this place is run by geeks for geeks. If you're not interested in Japanese pop culture, you might feel a bit out of place here. If not, just enjoy the crazy train.
fight.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
After all that crazy shit in Akihabara, there's no reason to return to normal life just yet. After spending a few days in Tokyo, you will ask yourself that inevitable question: should I go to that psychotic robot show that everyone keeps talking about or not? Simple answer, yes. Yeah, it might be a bit kitschy and even slightly overrated, but hey, you get to drink from flashing light bulbs. Right about now, it should be time to leave buzzing Tokyo for the considerably calmer former imperial capital, Kyoto. After catching the bullet train, of course. Enjoying 2.5 hours of top-notch Japanese efficiency and the shifting landscape outside the window. Kyoto is considered the cultural heart of Japan, and to fully appreciate the highlights, it's best to be fully rested and get up in good time in the morning. Therefore, it's not a bad idea to spend your first day here just kind of walking around and soaking in the city. Why not start with the famous Nishiki market, specialized in all kinds of edible things? Walking along the Kamogawa Canal is also one of those things you will find yourself doing whether you planned it or not. Especially since it's the natural way to make it to Gion, the traditional geisha district. This is also the place to take a chance on some traditional Japanese food, old school style, if you dare. After stuffing your belly with boiled tofu and chicken liver, break away from the crowds and lose yourself in these magic ancient neighborhoods dating back to the Middle Ages. So yeah, if you ever Google Kyoto, you've probably already seen this landscape. In fact, these might be some of the most famous bamboo sticks in the world. Are they worth getting all excited about? Maybe not the bamboo grove in particular, but the Arashiyama area offers some really delightful scenery. And if you're not scared of getting close and personal with kind of wild monkeys, you're in for some animal action.
Ja, där är en apa ju.
Jordnöt med skal. Vi får se vad som händer. Vill du ha det? Han hade inte klippt naglarna.
However, monkey business seems to be more of a tourist thing than a Japanese flavor. The headlines in the Arashiyama area are no doubt the collection of historical temples, villas and shrines, with the Tenryuji temple as the main attraction. Not far away lies the true gem of Kyoto. Shinkuku Temple, or the Golden Pavilion, is a Buddhist temple literally covered in gold, and one of Japan's most popular Instagram backdrops. If there's still any daylight, now would be a good time to head back to that Gion area and catch all those beautiful buildings basking in the sun. Ah, temples. You just gotta love them.
Vad fan? Det är inte Pikachu.
For us, this was a day to tick those last boxes before catching the next train. Basically meaning visiting even more temples and castles. Wait, don't do it! This was a mistake. Is more of this really what you need? Come on, be a little creative for God's sake. Check out the renowned International Manga Museum, visit a tea plantation, or try attending a tea ceremony. Believe me, there are more temples out there.
Total besvikelse.
Ja.
Taking the bullet train from Kyoto to Hiroshima is amazingly fast. It only takes 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's barely enough time to finish a manga. We gotta be honest from the start here. If it wasn't for Hiroshima's historical significance being blasted with nuclear bombs, which kind of ended Second World War, most of us wouldn't even know 2 things about this city. So if you're short on time on your travels, this might be the one stop to skip for your itinerary. But that would also mean you're missing out on this.
Här får du en jävla origami.
If you already visited Tokyo and Kyoto and are on your way to Osaka, Hiroshima might not feel like the most thrilling of cities. And that's why people use the rail passes to get to the neighboring island, Itsukushima, instead. Because this sure is something completely different.
Ta bort den. Jo, ta bort den. Du tar bort den nu då. Ta bort lasten.
det.
After hunting some wild animals, you need some proper game meat. Put a fancy shirt on, try repressing that upcoming fat check, and order yourself some prime Japanese Wagyu beef. How does it taste? Hopefully better than any other beef you've ever had.
Vad säger du? Var det Dennis hotdog eller?
Let's just put it out there, we kind of just went with our gut feeling on this one, didn't plan anything whatsoever, which played straight into our hands. Osaka turned out to be the most positive surprise of the whole trip, despite the constant rain.
Hela du ser ut som en white peach. Hur smakar den?
Gott.
Hur känns Osaka?
10 av 10 hittills.
Eller hur? Förutom regnet då?
Klockrent.
There is something about the rhythm in Osaka that captivates you. It's like the smaller, little uglier rock and roll brother of Tokyo, who doesn't like playing by the rules. And if you ever get tired of watching chunky men wrestle on the TV and exploring all the hidden gems in obscure side streets and alleys, there's yep, here it comes, a castle. But wait, this one is actually worth seeing. Osaka Castle is built like a fortified mega mansion, which is kind of what it is. It originates from the 1600th century and was run by samurai generals. The first of them was actually the guy uniting Japan back in the days. The shopping in Osaka is great, by the way. At least it feels like it's a bit easier finding a bargain here than in the capital. And if material things don't interest you in general, at least pay a visit to the famous Pokemon Center near Osaka railway station.
It's a Pokemon!
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon.
Pikachu-nudlar. Givet.
In a world we must defend.
Ja, nu ska vi då alltså försöka fånga lite Pokémon i verkliga livet. Okej. Och nu då? Tryck som de aldrig har tryckt förr. Kör bara hårt. Vad händer då? Fågeljämma får stryk. Kom igen nu, dö. Aha. Oj, vi fick stryk istället. Nu dog vår kille. Vad fan? Jaha.
You lose.
After shaking your defeat in that utterly confusing Pokemon game, console yourself with a visit to one of the world's largest Ferris wheels, right on top of the Temposa Mall. It was actually more of a thrill than expected.
Hur nervös är du på en skala 1-10?
7.
Oj då.
And how do you end the day? Arcade games, of course. Tokyo! And talk about saving the best for last. The Shinjuku area grew to be our overall favorite in Tokyo, being a simmering mix of Harajuku's craziness and Shibuya's futurism. You get towering skyscrapers, blinding neon lights, music hammering you from all directions, and you can still find plenty of adorable back streets where time seems to have been on hold. If you only choose one place to stay in Tokyo, make sure it's Shinjuku.
Det är för fan en drake på huset! Det är en drake på huset! Det kommer dö! Spring! Spring!
It's hard not switching into party mode tumbling down the streets of Tokyo. And if your feet don't feel like dancing, you'll find more than a few bars in this town that offer some interesting, albeit strange alternatives. We went for a Japanese specialty, being insulted and debased in a mental asylum prison bar.
Ja, vi är alltså på väg till en bar där vi kommer bli instängda i ett fängelserum.
Ja.
Eventuellt bli misshandlade.
Förmodligen. Jag har hört om en dildo faktiskt. Det känns jobbigt.
Lite. Här är alltså alla människor som har dött här inne. Det är en jättetrevlig kille bakom dig. Oj, du blir fängslad här nu tydligen.
Very nice babies.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okej. Ja, hej då då. Vad fan händer nu?
Nej, oj, sorry. Kondomdrink. Dildodrink kanske?
His head. Yeah, he will suck your dicks. Okay. Can you taste that, please? Oh, yeah.
Aha.
Yeah. Is it bigger than him or not?
Bigger than him.
Awkward.
Can you suck it? What are you doing?
A mandatory drink in the menu is the slap shot. Yeah, I guess you get it.
Nu är det dags att bli slagen i ansiktet. Hur känns det?
Det känns hemskt. Bara för att jag inte kan filma. Jag är så jävla dålig på att filma. Fan vad suger.
2 kilo lättare och lite gladare.
Ja, jag vet fan.
Shinjuku is a fascinating place. And if it happens to be a grey and rainy day, just slip into the Samurai Museum, where you get to see lots of authentic pieces of Japanese history, along with real decorated body armor. And a big set of unbelievably cool traditional swords. They'll even let you dress up in replicas of ancient gear to really get that samurai feeling going. If weather allows it, don't forget to take a trip to one of Tokyo's wrongfully neglected areas, the large artificial island Oidaba. This is a place for those sunny days. It's got a large stretch of sandy beach, a few outdoor terraces, and lush parks just made for a stroll. Not to mention that huge unicorn Gundam statue. I mean, geez, it's freaking huge! Hell, they even got a fake Statue of Liberty. When the sun has left the sky, strap on some fancy clothes, make yourself pretty, and head for the Park Hyatt Hotel, where they shot all those fancy scenes from Lost in Translation. Admire the stunning view from the 51st floor. And take a taxi back to a crappy ramen joint because you couldn't get a reservation. Yep, that's a wrap. Last days suck. All those days that used to lie ahead of you have now passed. And although there are plenty of hours left until the flight leaves, it feels too late to come up with anything new. There are no more words of advice from now. Just try licking some frosting off the cake. Make sure to get all those items crossed off the shopping list. Snap a few last photos for your Instagram page. And it's also a good idea trying not to crash into a pub crawl right before heading to the airport.
Vi tänkte bli fulla så här sista kvällen så man är pigg och går på planet.
That's it. Have a good time in Japan.